As for many, the 4th of July holiday will be spent on the water this weekend. However, popular weekends such as July 4th can pose many risks on the water. The United States Coast Guard out of Alexandria Bay, New York, offered tips and warnings on how to safely boat at popular destinations across Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River.
Every time that the boaters are looking to get underway or get out on the water, we tell them to file a float plan, which is essentially means tell their friends or relative where they're going, who they're going with, how many people they're going to have on their boat, and an approximate time frame that they're going to be on the water. So that way, if there is an incident where the boat breaks down or sinks, someone knows where they went and the approximate area that they're at, so that they can let us know, so we know where to start our search and find you. Secondly, make sure that the weather's going to be conducive to boating for the size of boat that you have. So always keep an eye out for the weather, what the weather's currently at and what it's good, forecasted to be. And lastly, most importantly, is to wear your life jacket. Somewhere around 84% of the drownings that we see, people were not wearing a life jacket. A life jacket can easily save your life.
A factor that continues to affect boaters in the region is the restriction of non-essential travel between the United States and Canada.
The border with Canada remains closed, so if you're operating on the water, you need to make sure that you know where the boundary line is on the water. Regardless of if you are intending to actually make landfall or not, you need to stay on the U.S. side for all U.S. residents. It's a lot trickier on water because there's no, actual, land border or line or something that will, let you know where you're at. So that's where your chart plotter or an actual chart will let you know. So.
And this year as well, many are continuing to raise concerns over the low water levels, which Nelson emphasized can also create dangerous situations on the water.
One thing to keep an eye on too is the water level is a lot lower than what it normally is. So areas that they may be familiar with that they could operate their boat in might be too shallow this year just due to the low water level. So keep an eye on where they're going. Make sure you're not going into water that's too shallow for your boat. It's a real easy way to damage your prop and render you disabled out on the water.
And the Coast Guard will be increasing patrols on the water this weekend for safety concerns, but also to identify those drinking and boating.
Again, we tell all boaters not only to wear your life jacket, but also not to drink and boat. It can hazard not only themselves, but other people out on the water.
If you find yourself in an emergency situation this weekend on the water, U.S. Coast Guard will be responding to all 911 calls.
We're out there to make sure that everybody is being safe, and if anybody is gets caught in a situation where they're in distress, we'll be ready to go to assist as needed.
And of course, don't forget to wear a life jacket. For ABC 50 Now in Watertown, I'm Isabella Colello. For more local news, go to informnny.com or download the ABC 50 mobile app.